What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the ending and final fight of the Swarm That Walks. Now, I know this fight can be pretty hard, and this is going to be a way super cheesy to do it, but anybody can end up doing it this way on pretty much any difficulty, so feel free to steal it. So what you're gonna want to do is put it on turn-based mode real quick and slowly walk forward. I'll let the story go on just for the people that are here for the story, so just skip 10 seconds ahead if you're just here for the fight, because there is a dialogue option that's really important for it.
It was here that I conducted the ritual, sewing my soul and the essence of the abyss together, feeling the world change around me as every stitch brought Galarian closer to the abyss. And it was here that even though you have no memory of it, I did the same to your soul. A researcher must not have any personal feelings for the subjects of their experiments. And yet, I find myself unable to remain completely detached from the world wound. I created it. I allowed it to be. It holds a place in my heart, even if I'm slowly paying for it with my life. A researcher must be particularly resilient in the face of mistakes, incorrect hypotheses, and failed experiments. You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life, but you can rest assured that such sentiments will not stop me.
Alright, so this is the first big thing about this fight. There is an Arcana check that you preferably have to pass. I'm gonna pass it, and I recommend you restart until you do too, because the fight for the Swarm That Walks, as far as I can tell, is separated into many parts, and the second part is the harder one, and this check assures you that you won't have to do it. So I would restart until you get it. I'm gonna click it. This is gonna skip a big part of the fight, and it's really important.
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting, and hopefully I've prepared well.
So this is the only thing. Now we're gonna fight.
Death is by.
And since we are on turn-based mode, actually we are going to go first. We should go first. As you can see, my initiatives is pretty good. I have a 33 modifier, whilst she has a 29, so she kind of rolled like shit too, but you know, we'll take it. So what you want to do is you want to go over here, and Swarm Infest does have it. Now, this is the most important part of the fight. Now you can literally just take it off turn-based. You really just want turn-based for this little moment. And you're just gonna tell everybody to attack her except your main character. Now she's gonna teleport. When she teleports, it's very important. You're gonna scatter your party across the room. Now, why is that? Because if you've seen some of my videos, you'll know that bosses can often be cheesed. Since she has the Swarm Infest, you can see here 138 damage of the Swarm Infest. Since she has this, she will continuously take damage. You can stop. Do you have the order to stop when you get there? I'll just stop everybody once they get to their position. And you see, she is going to fight all of these herself for a while. You're gonna go there, you want to stop their movement so they don't run back towards her. Now, these are bugs, version of myself, but we're not really going to use them. The only thing you really want is one of your clone or summons to attack her. This is literally the only thing you want. Okay? So, we're going to let the fight through. Now, it's possible that she's going to teleport to someone else. We hope not, but it's possible. If she ever teleports, what we're going to do is that since we're all scattered, we're just gonna move away from her. Preferably you only lose one clone, but it's possible that you lose more, so that's just how it goes, honestly. So you can see she still takes damage from the Swarm Infest, and now you are just going to wait. Okay, so she ended up teleporting, so that's not great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spread out again. So hopefully she only goes after one of them. They do have regeneration, so sadly once one of the clone is starting to be targeted, you kind of need to sacrifice it. So, it's sad that we lost more clones than we were supposed to, but now this is the end result. So what we're gonna do is we are going to quick save. And we will revive. It's really important that you keep revive scrolls on you for this part, and you will revive this guy. Now, if you've done it well, it should not trigger the combat again. Focus on the goal. Yeah. So you can just have your 4 little clones here. The big sad part of it is that those other clones are kind of lost. Sadly. And you're just gonna wait for her elf bar to deplete. She's gonna heal herself a few times. It might take a few minutes, but you can quick save right here as I just did. And at some point,
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
alright, so if you've got to this point, it's better. I retried it just because I wasn't sure of the result I could get, and I managed to keep all 5 clones alive somehow. I might just let it in the before or something, we'll see. Now, this is one of the most important parts, right? Because you need first the perception check that you should have passed no matter what, and then because you've found out her plans with the room, you can say, I've uncovered your plans, the spell in this chamber. They are designed to kill you if something goes wrong. You've been planning for this outcome from the start, am I right?
How very perceptive.
Now,
But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance.
alright, so if you don't succeed this check here, you will get another fight scene, which is alright, but she clones herself and starts attacking you. It's kind of hard, and I'm not down to do it, so I'm just going to pass the check. I have a 44, which is decent, and I suggest you retry until you get it again.
Fine. Let's say I don't destroy myself. What happens now?
And then you will end the dialogue, and you will skip over the fight scene, right? 5 minutes later, and here you are.
Stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here and now.
You think yourself a creator, but you will become my sustenance. and so will Deskari and all the creatures of Galarian and the Abyss. I will get my hands on every last one. There's no fear in Areelu's eyes, just something akin to a sudden curiosity. She looks like she's poised to make a whispered account of yet another experiment. This look, however, is short-lived, lasting but a moment, from when you utter the words to when the swarm descends upon her, drawing a scream from her throat. Areelu's piercing cry yet rings throughout the fortress when the ground shakes once more, and the monstrous figure emerges from the rift. But there is a tremble and an uncertainty in Deskari's lofty stride. His eyes dart from Areelu's remains to you.
How dare you threaten me, mortal imitator? Do you truly believe you are capable of devouring the one known as the Usher of the Apocalypse? Enough. I will end you here and now, and then eternity awaits us.
So, this fight is pretty weird, okay? As you can see, I have my 5 clones still alive. I'm gonna take my main body and I will go put my swarm infest on him. All the while, they are going to fight Suture. So, the point of this fight is going to be very simple. You're just gonna want most of your people to basically back you up while you try to defeat Deskari. He's gonna create a bunch of swarm, the Orid Locust swarm that have like 300 HP. It's not the end of the world, and basically you're gonna try to kill Deskari. He has your swarm infest on him, and your main body is super far away. This way, you won't die. And you just let it rip. And at some point, he is going to die. So, if ever you get stuck in a situation where Deskari ends up being ends up not taking much damage from your Swarm Infest for whatever reason that may be, you can just summon yourself an army of Elemental and go back on the offensive, right? Because I think he somehow dispelled the Swarm Infest from himself. So what you can do is just attack him with your Swarm Infest and run away once again. He will destroy them, and then the Swarm will chill around. And now, as you can see, he is finally taking some damage from the Swarm Infest. So this is a very buggy way, but essentially the main goal is to summon a bunch of things around you. Okay? You need to summon a bunch of monsters around you before fighting him, and then Swarm Infest and run away and let your summon deal with him. And if you're not in his general area, I think it's like 60 feet around him, he will not see you. So, now we killed him. I am the Swarm, and you are food for the Swarm. Deskari, you little bitch boy. So we devour him, and the Swarm becomes very intense. And then that is the end, and that's the fight. Okay? So, this is the end of the video. I'm gonna have another video on the end of the Swarm.wogs. Be sure to check it out.